year that we're working on, next year's school budget. So when you're calculating special levy, you're going to take 60% of last year's special requirement. So last year when we were standing up here, we were saying our requirement's going up to $22,800,627. 60% of that carries into this year when I stand up here and say $13,680,376 is from last year. Then we have our special requirement, the amount that we need to balance the 26-27 budget. That's the $25,526,555. Now 40% of that goes into the 2026 levy. So that's the $10,210,622. Then we get the special levy from the 2 years of special requirement. So special levy being at $23,890,998. And then we get to take off the tax incentive grant and the property tax offset grant of $1,433,680. So our net total special levy for 2026 would be $22,457,318. That's a 7.24% special levy increase. So special levy is proposed to go up to 7.24%. Then we talk about the mill rate. The mill rate is the rate at which your property tax or your property assessments are taxed at. So in 2025, the mill rate was 13.2603. It went up to 14, or will be going up to 14.1353, or 0.88 points, which is equivalent to 6.6% of an increase. And so there's another percentage and another number that's floating around out there. Special requirement is going up by 11.96%. And when I say is going up, is proposed to go up by. So then what effect does that have on you in your municipality? Again, this is just municipalities as a whole. It's not for you specifically because it will be based on the value of your property, whether your property is residential, farmland, or commercial. But when we take the increase of the 22, or the special levy of $22,457,318, and we divide it up between the municipalities, you can see in the second last column the percent that the municipality as a whole would increase. The last column is the assessment change. So when you look at the assessment change, it's an average of 0.61%. Any of those percentages that are higher than the 0.61 will have the special levy go up by more than the 7.24%. Anything that's less than the 0.61 will go up less than the 7.24%. So we're following. So this next slide is just a summary, just showing the changes over the years, 24, 25, and 26. And there's those numbers that we were talking about. It's just in a little bit more of a summarized format. Farmland going up by 0.2%, residential by 0.5%, and commercial by 2.5%. We're going to do another poll. As a homeowner, what amount would you consider an acceptable monthly increase to support education on your principal residence? Less than $10, less than $5, less than $15, or how do you even put a value on education? the next few slides, I'm going to try and share the calculation and how it would affect principal residence, farmland, and a commercial property. So this first one is the principal residence. When we look at the assessed value, we have it going up by the 0.5% to 301,536 compared to last year's 300,000 that we used for an example. And our taxes are based on 45% of your assessed value. You times it by the mill rate and you get $1,918.04, which is $127.90 more than last year annually. And then you apply your home affordability tax credit of $1,500 and you come out with $418.04 per year, compared to last year's $290.14 per year. So annually, this would be looking at a tax increase of $127.90 or $10.66 per month. Again, keeping in mind this is just a fictitious number of a $301,000 house. Depending what your property is assessed at, it's going to be different. Depending on your municipality, it's going to be different. This is just an average, just to kind of get a picture of what this would mean. Next scenario is the school tax on the farmland. Same thing. Your assessed value. Last year we used an average of $594,720 for an assessed value. This year we upped that by the 0.2%. Portion value is 26% times the mill rate. Now, farmland gets rebates on their school taxes. The first item, the Manitoba school tax rebate, is at 50%, and it's taken off right on your tax bill. So you would get $1,095 back, and then the farmland school tax rebate is at 40%. That one you need to apply for. So that would bring the taxes down to $218.95. This would be a net annual increase of $13.91 per year, and then $1.16 per month. And then if we look at commercial property, they don't get any credits or anything, so it's just a flat-out value. We've put the 2.5 increase on the $500,000. It's taxed at a 65% times the mill rate, $4,709.77. No credits. An annual increase of $400.17. Monthly, $33.35. So now I am hoping that I taught you something, and we'll go back to the poll and see if more people have a better understanding, or if I've made it worse. And if I've made it worse, I've done my job. So not much change in the numbers. That's going down.
With inflation, 3%.
Something's going on with my slides. Just excuse me. I don't know what's going on. So where is the money spent? This is the comparison. Again, the 25-26 information isn't available online provincially, so I've just left the 24-25 information up there. Oh, is it not sharing online? Okay. That's fancy.
There you go.
Still there?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Okay, 25-26, not available. So we're looking at 24-25. Not much change from year to year typically anyway. Just some key points to highlight. Our transportation is typically higher in Mountain View School Division than it is